Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Visio. In this module I want to look at creating a floor plan for an exhibition centre. So on this first screen I've selected categories, and on the right hand side there you can see maps and floor plans. I'll just go into that one. These are all the floor plans. The one I want to use for this one is this one at the bottom where it says space plan. So I'll click on that one and create. I don't want the wizard, so I'm just going to cancel that off. And you get your objects on the left hand side there: office furniture, office equipment and resources. So these are the stencils that come with this one, and as with all of these diagrams you can get other stencils if you know that there are shapes that you require. In this one you can search. I'm going to search for one actually, so the one I want is a measurement, some measurements, and this one is what I want, so I'm just going to push that onto here so I can use that later on. And just close that down and just position that over to the left there. That's just a measurement to give me some scale. I've also got this window, the size and position window on the screen, so I can set measurements for tables and things like that. So what I want to create is a series of 4 columns of tables, all of 6 meters in total length. Now the tables that I'm going to use are 120 in length and 60 wide. So office furniture will give me tables which I can bring onto the screen, and they've got a different setup to the one I want. So if I go for 600 there and 1500 there, that's the size I want. So just click on that just to make sure that's correct. And then if I just zoom this in a little bit so you can see it a bit better. So there's my first table. Now I want to join these tables together, so at the moment if I copy this table, just use my control key to copy that table so it's the same size. When I push these together there is no connection points there, so that these two look like they are snapping together, which is okay. Just check the measurements on that. Just put this up and bring it across to make sure that that is the size that I require, which would be 3000 meters, which is slightly off. So I move the arrow keys up and down, it's not really giving me the correct measurement there. So what I need to do is put some connectors on these. That's what I'm going to do. So just get rid of this for a minute and add a connection point on the bottom one of this and the top one of that one. Now to do that I need to activate this connection point icon. Click that, move your mouse to where you want the connection point, and then hold your control key down and then click. That should give you a connection point, and then I need to do one on the other one, and then put the pointer tool back on and then set these two. Now again nothing seems to have happened here, and I can't see the connection point because that one is detached itself, and I think this one probably will as well. No, that one's okay. So if I right click on this one, I can change the inward connection property to inward outward. That one's okay, and that one is actually attached. This one seems to have not attached itself, so I just need to get rid of this one. Okay, so I need to add a new connection point to this. So with my control key down, make sure I get it in the middle as near as I can. Click, and then I need to set the properties on this one, so I'm right clicking, changing it to inward outward, and then they should stick together like so. And the measurement says 600 by 1500. If I highlight them both and group them, so just right click, group, 600 by 3000, so that's great. Now I need to do that process again because I want to copy these down 3 times. So again, I'm going to put a connection point at the top. In fact, I don't need it at the top, I just need it at the bottom. I do need it at the top, I'm going to copy it. So one there, and one there, and then I need to copy that. So just use my control key to copy, and then if I put this back on, these should need to be set to inward outward, and that one I think is inward outward as well. I'll do that one as well, inward outward. So I'm just right clicking to do that, and then I can just glue that together. And then one last copy, control key down and let go, and then should just be able to push that together. So that's a group of 6 tables, and if I take that off and then highlight all of this and then group that into one, there's the right measurements. So now I can move this as one, and I want 4 sets of this, so I can just copy that as a block like so, and if I put the grid on, dynamic grid, I've got that on, so I can see where these sit, so I can position these. Now obviously if you're putting this in a proper space, so you've got the actual dimensions of your office floor plan or wherever you're doing it, you can actually set that up. So if I say I've got a 12-meter square room or space, I should probably have done that first, but there's my space. Now we've got the floor space, it's probably a good idea to create what's called a layer, so this sits and doesn't move about when you're trying to position shapes on top of it. So to create a layer, I'm just going up to layers and assign this to a layer. It hasn't got one at the moment, so I'm just going to go new, and I'm just going to call this one base. So this is assigned to base, and then click OK to that. Then if you go into layer properties, you can lock that down. So I'm going to lock the base. Okay. So now that doesn't move. I can't move that unless I unlock it. Then it's a case of just positioning these sets of tables where you want them to appear. Now you can use measurement tools if you've got them to measure these, but I'm just going to use a grid to sit these on there and put 2 on the other side of the room. So if I come in 2 squares from the side and then 2 squares from the side, I've got quite a bit of space in, like that. So now that's my table sorted out, where the bits and bobs are going to sit. You could put chairs in there if you wanted to, but I'm not going to in this case. You might have to move them further apart. It is a good point actually, because these tables with chairs would probably be 1 meter 20 square, and that's the shape you would have to do if you want to incorporate the chairs, and then you would see that that is not enough space between the 2 of them, because that would probably bang together. So let's just move them a bit further apart then, just to create for that. If I move it back that way and come back that way. Now at the bottom I want a couple more tables, so if I just get rid of this measuring tool, office furniture table that you're gonna hit when you come through the door, so one there, and this table is the same size as the other one, so 600 by 1500, and then I want that sitting over there like so. Just a control key there, and now I need some basic arrows, or directional arrows. I've got quick shapes at the top there, and none of them. There's a chair, by the way, So if I just put a chair in there, you can see how that would fit or not. So a chair there, and a chair on the other side. That's the key thing. So you're having the desk space, and you can see now there'll be plenty of space there. And if you wanted a measurement, if I just type measurement, it's going to give me a measurement. So if I use this one, see what happens here. Yeah, so you can use this to sort of work out what gap there is between the sets of tables. So if I just sit those like that, so there's a 2.3 meter gap there. So there's enough space for a table and chairs either side. But I'm after directional arrows to point up or give people a point of way into this. So I'll get rid of that for a minute. This is in the basic shapes. So if I go general basic shapes, you've got some arrows down the bottom here. No, we don't. So I need something else. It's in basic shape. So no. Can't find any in there, so I'm just going to search for them. There we go. Up, down, arrow. These are blocked. I just want a simple. That one will do. Let's have a look what that looks like. Yep, that is exactly what I want. So I want one arrow there, one arrow there. So I'm using my control key to copy that across. That one snapped, so I'll get it to snap. There you go, snapped into the middle. That's great. Now I need some text instructions, so I need a text box. So this one up here is a text box. So just draw a rectangle in the middle there, which I'm going to use as text to enter some text. Now at the top on your ribbon, you've got these alignment options, which I just want this to go to the top and left, and then I can have a bullet list. So wherever you want to type, you can type away. Now this dog pause come up, so I just need to go into the text features and go onto the bullets and select a different type of bullet. And while I am here, you can see you can set tabs, you can set the position of the text block, you've got paragraph alignment and indents, and then character spacing, and then your font styles if you want to change your fonts and all these things. So you only would come into this box if the feature that you wanted was not available at the top here. So if you can see it at the top, you use the ribbon. Otherwise you come through this little drop down for this information. If I click on that one as well, it just takes you to the same place, but it sits on the font tab. So that one came onto the paragraph tab, same place. Okay, so let's get rid of that one and try that again. Here we go. So if I put the start timings in here, start 0900, and then the bullet list proceeds lunch 12 o'clock and finish 1600. So there's your little text box, and you can move that around if you need to. Just put the pointer tool back on. You can fill that in as well, so I will fill that in so it stands out a little bit more than that. So if you wanted to, so if I move any of these table lines or any of these chairs, this whole thing's going to move. The bases are there, so that's not going to move. These are all grouped, but they can still move. You may want to select all these and create another layer, call it whatever you want, and then they won't move about. And same with these things. One of the frustrating things with Microsoft Visio is you set things up and then accidentally move something, and then that causes a lot of admin time to get it back how you had it. You could use undo obviously, but it's best to use layers. And just to recap, if I do one for you, I'll just highlight all of these. You just select and you create assign to layer, give it a new one. I'll call this tables, and then OK, and then you can go into layer properties and lock tables if you want. You can also color code it also. So now the tables shouldn't be moving about, and you can see they're not. Now there is the base. So then you've got text information, your chairs are still all loose, and these two tables at the front and these directional arrows are all loose. And then whatever else you want to put on this or around this, you can. You could have some narrative going down the right hand side. You can use boxes. Each of these shapes already has a text box in it. So if I just start typing, it is already there. You don't have to click on the text tool at the top, but you still do have to do this. And then you can type some information in there like that. And that's how you do a floor plan for an exhibition. So that's great. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.